They have formed themselves as people, and they have their own opinions and principles. Yesterday's students are the qualified specialists of tomorrow who can compete on global markets. Those who graduate from the Bolashak Scholarship Program are creative, talented, and masters in their fields. And they are the future of our country, who have experience and knowledge. If you want to get to know the hard work and achievements of these qualified specialists, watch the program Bolashak on KAZAKH TV.
It was collected and the eggs were put into the ventilation hood. We put them into it not to make them dusty. I don't remember how many grams we collected. Maybe 30? Yes, 30. AIMEKEN, who was invited into the Kazakh National Research Institute of Protecting Plants in Quarantine, named after Jazken Jimbayev, on the 1st of September 2012, started an interesting project with her colleagues to protect plants on a biological method through entomophage. It means to multiply beneficial insects. The food, which consists of white, is being prepared now. They're growing butterflies, and right now they're collecting their eggs.
Бұл технология шетелде өте жақсы дамыған, үлкен голландиялық, израильдық.
This technology has been developed well abroad. Big Dutch, Israeli, or Belgian companies are selling in a high price to our farmers. However, the biofactory of Kazakhstan has not been developed yet. So we are researching bioagents and working hard to multiply them massively for our biofactories. According to the standards of our technology, the biofactory will be open soon, and they can produce domestic products.
Соларға арнайы массовый жаппай көбейтуге технологияларын дайындап жасап береміз. Сол біздің жасаған технология стандарттарына байланысты ол биофабрика жақында ашылатын. Осы жергілікті өзіміздің отандық өнімді шығара алады. Және де ол отандық.
Firstly, the price of domestic bioagents will be lower, and as they will be grown here, the quality correspondingly will be high. For example, bioagents from Netherlands and other foreign countries, they cost much because we have to pay taxes and for transportation. Our bioagents will cost 2 to 3 times lower for our farmers.
Біздің биоагенттердің бағасы фермерлер үшін 2-3 есе арзанырақ болады және оларға да тиімдірек.
For the first sight, it is a boring job, but it is very important. According to the statistics of the Food and Agriculture Committee of the UN, because of pests, 35% of agricultural products are damaged. As the production measures are not taken, just 40% of grain is damaged every year. The production of crops in the agriculture sector in our state is implemented through chemical methods. However, solving this problem would cause ecological issues. Cereal pests will get used to such drugs and aggravate the situation. Particularly, AIMEKEN's research is very important for the agriculture sector now, because grasshoppers can cause problems today. A young researcher says that it would be better to break down to use chemical drugs. Instead, we should move to biological methods.
Австралияда екі компанияда тәжірибеден өттім. Олар теплицаларға емес, апельсин ағаштары.
I practice in 2 big companies in Australia. They apply such a method to protect orange trees and nuts through multiplying in trichogramma. That is one of the big companies. It is providing all gardens of Australia with trichogramma.
Бақтарын осы трихограммамен қамтамасыз етіп отыр. Яғни бұл әдісті ол жерде өте жақсы істейді, және фермерлер оны қолданады. Бірақ та біздер
I mean, they can apply this method and farmers are using it. Now in Kazakhstan, we would like to try first in the greenhouses and research it. And in the future, we are planning to send beneficial insects to gardens and fields of our country. There are more than 100 types of cereal pests in our country. There are just 15 biotechnological labs. The Kazakh Scientific Research Institute of Protection Plants in Quarantine has a great challenge. The supervisor of Biomethod Lab AIMEKEN NYGYMETOVA has produced a catalog of bioagents to get ecologically clean products.
Қазіргі уақытта әзірше 10 биоагент, оның барлығы осы жылыжайдың зиянкестермен.
For now, we have 10 bioagents. They all serve to fight with grass pests of greenhouses. To establish our bioagents in greenhouses, we are making such sachets and boxes. Such sachets are very convenient.
Биоагенттерді мына жерге олардың жұмыртқаларын немесе личинкаларын осы жерге арнайы биологиялық клеймен жабыстырамыз, және де оны былай арнайы.
For example, we put bioagents here, or we stick their slugs with biological glue, and farmers can hang in such a line. And in a week or 3 days later, they appear and start to fight with cereal pests. It is very comfortable for farmers and to transfer too.
Зиянкестердің барлығын күреседі. Қолдануға өте ыңғайлы, фермерларға да ыңғайлы, тасымалдауға да өте бізге ыңғайлы.
In 2006, she finished Bodin School in the Inder region of the Atrau Oblast. In 2010, graduated from the Eurasian National University named after L. Gumilev Faculty, Technical Faculty of Natural Sciences. In 2011, she was accepted to the master degree for Ecology Specialist of Eurasian National University named after L. Gumilev. In 2012 to 2014, she finished her master's degree of protecting plants in Queensland University of Australia on the Bolashak scholarship program. In 2014, in September, she started working as a researcher in the Scientific Research Institute of Protecting Kazakh Plants and Quarantine. In January 2015, she started working as a supervisor of the Lab of Protecting Plants with a biological method. There are about 4 to 5 people who work in the in-state and finish the same faculty on the Bolashak scholarship program as AIMEKEN. But the role of the supervisor of the biomethod lab is much more important, because she is the first and only Kazakh master who is working in the field of plant protection. Perhaps it is the reason why the institute tested the best technology over a week. It is relevant. Today, because of genetic modification, 70% of men are sterile because of eating such products. That is why there is a great demand for entomophage, which can help to bet ecologically clean products without poisonous chemicals.
Қазір сұраныс өте үлкен. Мысалы, Шымкент облысында біз күзден бастап 16 гектарға енгіземіз.
Now there is a great demand. For example, in Shymkent, we implement it for 16 hectares in the autumn. There is a great demand for this greenhouse of Almaty. They're planning to work with us. About 15 to 20 representatives of greenhouses came to us and they're planning to work. This is reached due to AIMEKEN's hard work. She is training young specialists. We have some good news, but we have some issues with tomato moths who live in the leaves and no one can kill them. So we need to bring some beneficial insects which can destroy them. For example, from Australia we brought trichogramma. Some are brought from France. It is because she knows English. The scientific research project combating cereal pests in greenhouses through a biological method was developed some years ago, but after coming AIMEKEN, it got a new appearance. Her colleagues say that the key of her success is being able to speak several languages fluently.
Нығметова AIMEKEN өзіміздің біздің институтымызға былтыр өткен конференциямыз өтті. Халықаралық ғылыми конференция. Сол конференцияның
We conducted a conference in our institute. That was an international scientific conference. She translated all the books into English. Of course, there are many translators.
жеткізіп берді. Сосын көптеген халықаралық байланыстар нетіп жатыр. Халықаралық гранттар ұтылып жатыр. Осы институтқа келгелі.
But many of them can't understand our terms and explain to international specialists. She did it. Our institute is having international relationships and win grants. After her coming and Kazbek Mukhtarkhanovich, the number of objects doubled.
Келешекте тағы да 10 объектке дейін көбейту мүмкіншілік туғызуда.
Being young, she is very smart. Since her childhood, she was keen on learning. She has been very attentive and never forgot what she learned. She could remember everything. Perhaps it is the reason that she never gives up and can always fight. The proverb, "A friend in need is a friend indeed," is just about AIMEKEN. The master of protecting plants could organize an atmosphere of mutual-minded and clever people. With some of them, she studied together, and with some, they became friends through the Bolashak scholarship program. The most interesting thing is that her friends, who studied abroad, were surprised when they heard about AIMEKEN's specialty.
Шынымды айтсам білмеймін. Мен өзімнің мамандығым бойынша адамдармен араласам, сол болашақ түлектердің арасында. Именно жаңағыдай.
Tell you the truth, she kept in touch with my friend from the same specialty among the Bolashak scholarship program students. I'm meeting a graduate who finished agriculture. When I met AIMEKEN for the first time, I was so surprised. I did not know that the Bolashak program included agriculture too. I think that it is good. Our agriculture is in a bad condition today, and we have to develop it. Kazakhstan has a big territory. In my point of view, we need scientists who can refine agronomy.
Жерімізде жақсы. Так что бізге сондай именно ғылыми адамдар керек деп ойлаймын. Жаңағыдай агрономияны не істейтін, дамытатын.
Бірінші курстан бері келген кезде оның ағылшынша тілі.
In the first of her study, her English was not so good. I remember she could learn English till 3 a.m. and attended extra courses. Over 2 years, she could speak English well and got a good band. In the first year, she mentioned that she would enter a university with the help of the Bolashak program, and 3 years later, she did it.
Емтихан тапсырды, 3-ші жылы өтті.
Bolashak scholarship program helped her not only to study but also to do yoga. New surroundings, difficult subjects, stress were the reason why she had to do it. Now she can't do it professionally, but the specialist of protecting plants goes to the gym 3 times a week.
Йога ол бағанағыдай штанга ауыр көтеріп, жүгіріп, қинау ондай өзім ұнатпаймын, стрессті.
I don't like lifting weight, running, or something like this. We can avoid stress slowly through yoga. It requires lots of patience because people cannot look at a point for 2 minutes and think.
Оның өзі алмаған, мен жұмысым көбінесе ойлау, ғылыми бағытта оқасын жазу, сондықтан да керісінше мен йога кезінде демалып, жаңа бір энергия қуаты.
My job requires thinking, and I like yoga because I get energy. It can control my mind. After doing yoga in an hour, I have a feeling that I slept.
Болғаннан кейін, 1 сағаттан кейін бүкіл денен бәрі жаңа ұйықтап тұрған сияқты боласың да.
Speaking several languages fluently, AIMEKEN today could publish about 10 scientific articles. Most of them are in English. After the resolution of organic products was released, many investors got interested to finance the project of constructing a biofactory. AIMEKEN with bioagents, with beneficial insects, are going to Moscow with her project. She was not chosen by accident. She has contacts in France, Australia, and so on. She was even invited to work there.
Мен Австралияда оқып жүріп, сол осы биологиялық қорғау саласындағы 2 компанияда стажировкадан өттім. Сол соңғы компания.
When I studied in Australia, I had a traineeship in 2 companies for biological protection. The last company asked me to remain there. I explained to the director of the company about my obligations and the Bolashak program. I told that I had to work for 5 years in Kazakhstan. I asked them not to lose a contact because I was going to work in the same direction. Now we consult with them and brought trichogramma from Australia. We are taking them from this company.
Ол мысалы өзінің жаңа трихограмма Австралиядан әкеліп жатыр деп айттым ғой, соны сол кісінің компаниясынан алдырып жатырмыз.
AIMEKEN spending her ability not for her interest but saving the health of her people, particularly getting ecological clean products, is going to take part in many events. Just this year, farmers bought about 100 tons of biopreparations from the scientists of the institute. Thus, AIMEKEN's competence and her colleagues, a method of protecting plants through biomethods, is giving its first fruits, then poisoning them with chemicals.